arrested, can be taken to court and charged.
Hiya guys, back to our YouTube channel. Thanks for your great support. Nyinyi ni watu wa nguvu zaidi. Nasema karibuni tena, endelee kupakulia jinsi ambavyo mambo yanajaribu kuchemuka hapa nchini Kenya. You see guys, President William Ruto anajaribu addressing hii issue ya SHA. Unaona guys, upande wa e-citizen, hizi pesa zinaingia pale, hatujui zinatumika na nani. Juu serikali kwanza ilisema ya kwamba hawapati hizo do. And guys, don't forget, pesa ya housing levy, hatujui zinatumika aje. And now, SHA inapeana tumbo joto hapa nchini Kenya. And guys, usisahau ya kwamba William Ruto anatuambia kitu kaa hii. Sikiza.
Wizi iliangusha NHIF mpaka kukuwa na madeni ya bilioni 30. Haiwezi kufanyika ndani ya SHA. We will make sure.
Presidency have one issue. That hizi vitu tunafanya vizuri zote. Taribika, usirudi ukele mambo yako, ile mambo yako mambo matatu. Go back to those three issues. Mambo matatu. Because if you don't fight corruption, if you don't fight in discipline, if you don't fight in competence, we will not go anywhere, Your Excellency. So I want to say here in Siaya, kama ni wabunge wako corrupt, fight them. Kama ni court judiciary is corrupt, deal with them. Kama ni your ministers who are corrupt, deal with them. Kama ni counties that are corrupt, deal with them, Your Excellency. Don't spare anybody. Let's build one country. Let's build a country all of us believe in. Finally, Your Excellency. Finally, Your Excellency. Nimeambiwa kama nimekaa pale kwamba kama tunangoja as we wait for you to do all for us Kisumu, Siaya, Busia Road. Inakaa mbaya sana sasa hiyo, Excellency. It's patches all over. Barabara ya Kisumu mpaka Busia, Excellency, please. Naomba mara 10. Saidia ziko barabara hiyo. Thank you so much. Welcome to Siaya again and God bless you, Rokamano.
President Ruto insists no hospital or individual will escape punishment for stealing funds meant for the sick.
We are not going to stop at closing the facilities. We are also going to make sure that they refund the money if ever they have been paid. And thirdly, we are going to prosecute them because it is criminal to steal money meant for patients. It is criminal to steal public resources using whatever means.
According to President William Ruto, nearly 1,000 health facilities have been shut down following investigations into suspicious fraudulent activities. Speaking at State House Nairobi during a meeting with grassroots leaders from Kiambu County, the president also issued a stern warning to facilities still charging patients for outpatient services, emphasizing that government has already allocated 21 billion Kenya shillings to cover those costs.
Bado kuna mahospitali, bado kuna counties ambazo wanaitisha pesa wananchi. Hiyo mahospitali, nyinyi mnanielewa? We are going to prosecute them because it is against the law to charge citizens for a service the government of Kenya has paid for.
Kufagia ile ministry, place Aden Duale anajaribu kutajwa na anashtuka. Anatajwa na anashtuka. Rais William Ruto hataki kufanya nini? Kufagia hiyo place. Hapo ndo kuna shida. I can tell you. Pale ndo kuna problem kubwa tena zaidi. Aden Duale anafaa kuwa ameresign na amekuwa arrested immediately wakati ambapo hii problem iliweza kuwa reported. Now that William Ruto huwa asikizi, juu alikuwa ameambiwa kwamba hii kitu ni scam. Ni problem kwa Wakenya. You guys, kama kuna hospitali ilionchiwa kitambo na imekuwa ikiwaka, ikisupportiwa na Catholic Church, saizi imefungwa because of SHA. Hii ni serikali ambayo itarudishwa mamlakani. So place problem iko ni pale kwa Aden Duale, na watu walikuwa wanangojea Aden Duale aweze kuaddress. Unaona watu wangu? And kabla tusikize and show me like video, na nasema thanks for your great support. Nyinyi ni watu wa nguvu zaidi. Na sitaki kuongea zaidi. Your comments unaenda kuniambia kwenye comment section.
And I don't see why Kenya cannot be like other countries. These other countries, the only thing we do different, the rule of law. We protect public assets. We uphold the law. I just saw something on which was a very good thing. Somebody I saw on social media today. I occasionally digress into social media. So now that day I came across what I thought was a gem to me. Somebody was saying, okay, we like comparing ourselves to South Korea
and Singapore.
But we forget that in these countries, they prosecute the president. The presidents are in jail.
Any corrupt politician.
Yes. But no, of course, if you can jail the president,
then you can jail
everybody else. So that is what we miss, the rule of law. And that's why I keep on going to court and trying to assert this thing and trying to show people that we have the law, but it's being disobeyed. We have the law, but it's being disobeyed. And we need to rally Kenyans together. Just like I'm telling you about the finance bill. The law was there. But it was being disobeyed and nobody was noticing.
Until you brought
Until I went to court in 2018 and said the finance bill must be debated. And I've been challenging it all along until 2024.
No.
When I began understanding maybe that, hey, there's this thing that is eating us.
There's this thing called finance bill.
Finance bill, and we need to pay attention to it. Yeah. And that's how I go to there. But I'm a man who believes in the rule of law. And for me, the law is very important. When I read the book of Genesis, God says, I've created everything, it was good, and he created man in his own image and likeness, and the woman, and said, I put you over dominion over these things. But he never told them that he gave them self-governance. God never gave man self-governance. God put man under the bondage of the law. He said, you must obey the law to stay in this garden.
Yeah.
And then the day they disobeyed the law, they were thrown out. But look at what they would simply have done. When the devil came,
just admitted.
Said no. So when I say no, I'm trying to recover my paradise. I don't want to lose paradise. That's why I say no to these excesses of breaching the law, of doing whatever. So we must recover the power to say no. If you go further from that, those who are Christians, when the Christ was in the fasting for the 40 days, and the devil came upon him and says, just go on your knees, I'll give you everything. Christ said no. And look at, if he had said yes to the devil, the plan of God would again have been lost.
Yeah.
You see, to give us salvation. So, the power to say no to nonsense, the power to say no to attempts to breach the law, is a power every Kenyan must rediscover. And that's why I go to court. I go to court to say no. And by the way, when you say no, you don't commit yourself to anything. You can always go back and say yes. But when you say yes, you can never go back and say no.
Do you ever get tired, intimidated, afraid? Because in 2012, you lost 8 teeth. 10 teeth as a result of you fighting. Then, I can't even count the numbers of arrests then you may be here. I remember just when we were fighting for End Abductions KE last year, ulilala ndani, and you almost opened the new year kwa cell. And you are always in the protest. Hata ingine, ulikulatia gas pale mbele ya Nation Center. So what is the cost for you?
The cost of liberty is eternal vigilance.
Eternal vigilance.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what has been said by the sages who came before. They were hangers, as we call them. It's eternal vigilance. And I want to be in a democratic and free country. And I want to carry my weight. I don't want to be asked when this was happening, where were you? I should be able, okay, I tried and failed. But I never accepted it. Yeah.
So, okay, let us go back to the normal mwananchi sasa, who, because we are basically talking about corruptions in different sectors, but mostly on SHA. Now, the normal person, because we have that case where a person went to the hospital because he had tumor, sent home and told that, aende home, atulie tu until the tumor grows to the level that SHA covers. Now, and these figures are now coming out. This money is sent to ghost hospitals. This money are lost because we have the ministry led by Aden Duale, I don't know if it's working or not, but what is the cost now to the normal mwananchi? You've said SHA targets the elite. Now, how is the mwananchi now going to go through it? Because kuna mtu hawezi hata nunua Panadol.
Well, I don't know the answer to that. But first of all, I want to go to that very tragic story. And not only that. I was in Kilifi, in Mariakani to be specific. Around Mariakani, behind there's a place called Tangatsini, Kobachenda area. I was in that area, meeting some people. And I came across a story where I was told that a woman had died in the neighborhood. She was bitten by a cobra. I think she was working in the bush. She was bitten by a cobra. Then Boda came across and it picked her and rushed her to Mariakani Hospital, government hospital, Mariakani. They got there. They asked her for the sheaf and SHA thing. She did not
treatment.
Yeah, she did not know what to say. She's illiterate. She doesn't know her ID number. So they said, where's the ID card? She was told, she said ID card is at home somewhere. So the border runs for the ID card. Time he comes back, the woman is dead.
That's so sad.
Now, what does that tell you? And then this woman is told that you must have, your tumor must grow to a certain size. Already what that tells you is that whoever is receiving those patients, I doubt if he has taken a Hippocratic oath. I doubt if he's a medic. Unless I put civilians there who look at things in terms of money and not in terms of lives. Because for me, really, for a doctor to tell somebody, go back and get more sick before you come. When you know very well that tumors, the advice is that always get rid of them the moment you notice them, at the earliest stages. Then you realize that again, the sheaf SHA is being administered by people who are not medics. Telling this woman to wait for her ID to be brought before she could they see if she's registered or not. That I don't think that person was a medic. So also the implementation of the sheaf SHA might be in the hands of the wrong people. At the point of interface with the public. Is the money first? Is the accountants who are attending to patients and tax collectors, not the medical professionals? Because I can tell you, no doctor, no clinical officer, no nurse was the assault, who has taken the Hippocratic oath, can send a sick person away and tell them, go and get more sick.
And come back.
And then
so
come
we
back.
can treat you.
No, it can't be.
Okay, so as we wind up, I want you to take us through your candidature for 2027.
Yeah, my candidature is still on the banner. Maybe it's on the back banner, but on the banner. And I'm waiting for the report of the Presidential Exploratory Committee that I appointed last year. They're about to complete their work. Once they issue their report, if the report is, the verdict is positive, we go full throttle. Right now, people have declared their candidates. The other day I saw my friend Kigame has declared the candidate. I'm told on Wednesday at Ufangamano, Boniface Mwangi is declaring to be a candidate. And many other people have declared to be candidates. I am considering declaring to be a candidate. I'm very keen to run as a president, but I want to be scientific about it. If the study finds that I've got no traction,
then you're not going to run.
Then I'm not going to run. But if the study finds that I've got traction, then I'm going to go after it like a shark, an orca shark which has smelled blood. Yeah.
Okay. Do you see Kenya having change come 2027?
Depends on you and me as voters.
The voters.
Yeah. You can change it. The power is in our hands to change it. And there should be change. Not just change that is cosmetic. Ruto must go is cosmetic change. Could be changing one devil for the imp for the father devil. The baby devil for the father devil.
For the father devil.
We don't want that kind of cosmetic change. We want foundational change. which begins with the full implementation of the Constitution. And for me, if I got the presidency in my first day in office, I begin working on how to hive the treasury away from from the Ministry of Finance and set up a law to lock it away, to lock public money away and give the keys over to professionals so that even me, as president,
You don't have the access.
I don't have the access and I don't want that temptation. In the Lord's Prayer, we say, lead us not into temptation. I'm not going to say that I can resist, therefore. Maybe I've not been exposed to that kind of money. How will I now I'll resist? The best thing is to make it impossible for me to access it. And I'll go back to the Homer's tale, Odyssey, the Odyssey. When Hercules, it is told that Hercules, I don't have it from the fable, it goes like this. Hercules wanted to go for the golden fleece. The golden fleece had to go through the sea, and there were rocks you had to go through, but they needed a magic word that you could utter before they could open for you to go through. So, but to go through them, there were these mermaids who had the magic word, who could speak it out. But the moment you heard their voice, you would be attracted to them, and you'd follow them into the water, drop into the water and become stones. So what happens in that fable, the Greek fable, is that Hercules decides today what? Okay, I'll have my sailors and my workers with me, but I will block their ears so that they can hear nothing. But they will tie me on a pillar with a lot, very so strong that my ears will be working, but I'll be tied.
So that you
I cannot jump and follow the mermaid, so that I can hear the magic word to enable me open the rocks. So that the secret gate in the rocks can open, then I can sail through to get the golden fleece. So basically what we are being done, what Hercules does in that fable is to get rid of temptations. Yeah. So the first thing we need to do in this country for a president to do in this country is to kill the imperial presidency. And the imperial presidency is nothing but combining the sword and the purse. We must hive the purse back to parliament and retain the sword in the presidency. That way, however much the president is tempted, he has got no capacity to steal. So one thing I'll do is to make it impossible for me to steal.
Senator, as we wind up, I want you to look at this camera and address Kenyans on how we can create change come 2027.
Well, the change in 2027 is in our hands. And that change is in the vote. So everybody must, every adult in Kenya should make sure that he's a registered voter and turn out to vote. And vote in such a way that his vote is influenced by his mind, not by his temporary needs. Vote for people right from the MCA to the president. Vote for people whom you know and you trust. Vote for people whose track record speaks for itself. Let nobody come up with a messianic garb that he has picked along the way and pretend to be the solution of this country. And vote for the law. Let us vote for an agenda. Let us see people who have got that agenda that wants to implement the Constitution of Kenya as the first building block for a democratic state. And then vote for people who have got an agenda to create material progress. What are their tax policies like? What are their foreign policies like? What are their domestic policies like? People want to see the villages thriving with rich people. And come 2027, we are rolling out our manifesto. Come the end of this year, we're rolling out our manifesto or ideological position to ensure that the country works. For those who know, I've always proclaimed that I'm a civic Republican. And a civic Republican basically believes in a few things, which are virtue, prosperity, rule of law, private property, and above all, the primacy of political action over market forces.
Huyu ni Aden Duale amejaribu kuzungumza today. Sikiza.
Has suspended a total of 85 health facilities for fraudulent activities to allow for investigation. The rigorous forensic audits and the digital system have uncovered deeply troubling patterns of fraud that directly harm the public, hence deplete the monies meant for the care of our patients. These fraudulent practices include, among others, number one, the app coding, where billing for more expensive procedures are being claimed than what was actually performed by healthcare providers. Number two, falsification of records. That means submitting altered or fake medical documents as part of the claims. Number three, conversion of outpatient to inpatient. This has been very, very chronic. Illegally billing for inpatient admissions for what was simply outpatient visits. And I'm sure there are many Kenyans who have come out who said we visited hospitals, we were treated, we went home, but the same hospitals have, after the patient has left, have billed the social health authority for 10, 20 days of admission. So they were turning outpatients into inpatients. The fourth one is phantom billing, where they were submitting claims for services provided to non-existing patients. And we have the evidence which we are going, all this we have evidence of patients, of healthcare facilities, and we are providing and handing over to the leadership of the National Police Service led by the IG. The Kenya Medical Practitioner and Dentist Council, as a regulator for its part and in line with its mandate, has conducted extensive inspection, which recently resulted in the closure of 544 health facilities for being unregistered or unlicensed, and revocation of operating license for another 454 health facilities due to a range of violations, including operating below the required standard, employing unlicensed practitioners, and some of them lacking critical infrastructure, which is posing a direct threat to the patient's health. So the categories of the facilities we are submitting today to the DCI of the 1,188 files are the culmination of these efforts with the SHA providing 190 files and the regulator Kenya Medical Practitioner and Dentist Council providing 998 files. The SHA submission, SHA is submitting files for 190 facilities, and these facilities are categorized into three. Category 1 are 24 facilities. The cases, which are the cases with concluded evidence of fraud. So these 24 facilities, forensic audits have been done, the system evidence is being provided, and it's complete, and we are handing over complete evidence of fraud for the DCI to do further investigation and do what is necessary within the law. Category 2 are 61 facilities. And these are cases with ongoing investigation. SHA has done, and Digital Health Agency and the regulator has done enough investigation that will help the DCI to complete and do the prosecution and the recovery of the loss of the money they have stolen from the people of Kenya. Category 3 is 105 facilities. These are facilities which have been closed by the regulator, Kenya Medical Practitioner and Dentist Council, that has also contracts with the SHA. For the regulator submission, KMPDC has submitted files for 998 facilities operating in violation of the law. These submissions are a critical step in a multi-agency collaboration that will see the DCI investigate and prosecute those responsible. In accordance with Section 48(5) of the Social Health Insurance Act of 2023, penalties for health facilities who knowingly or fraudulently alter information to defraud the authority include up to a fine of 2 million shillings, suspension, and removal from the register of the empaneled providers. SHA has already withdrawn user rights for 12 healthcare professionals who are implicated in criminal schemes and will be surcharging facilities to recover any monies paid based on the fraudulent claims. We have a duty, and myself as a minister, I have a duty, but together with my team, we have a duty to pay only for services legitimately rendered and to hold those who seek to defraud the system accountable. Further, in accordance with the Section 22, subsection 4 and 5 of the Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council, CAP 253, penalties for facilities who operate premises that are not licensed or employ or engage services of medical practitioners or dentists who are not registered or licensed include fines of up to 10 million or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 5 years. Again, it is our duty to ensure that quality service and care are provided to all Kenyans and that we guarantee patients' rights and patients' safety, which is a duty of this ministry and the government of Kenya. For the first time, and I really want Kenyans to listen to me, for the first time, we have a comprehensive digital system built on artificial intelligence and a big data fraud engine. Over the last year, since the rollout of Taifa Care, this system has collected a vast amount of data, giving it the power to detect, to analyze patterns, and to stop fraudulent transactions. Every transaction made by patients, doctors, or facilities is recorded in the system in real time. Today's submission of evidence to the DCI marks a critical next step in our fight against healthcare fraud. We have established a joint multi-agency investigation team with the officers from the DCI, the Ministry of Health, SHA, KMPDC, and the Digital Health Agency. This team will look closely to ensure that all the perpetrators, be they facility owners, or doctors, or patients, face the full force of the law. Let me be very, very clear. Let me be very clear. As previously warned, any facility, any doctor, or any patient involved in fraud is now under the jurisdiction of our criminal justice system, who are present here today and will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We call on all Kenyans of goodwill to continue their vigilance and support in this fight against fraud. Please report any concerns or information regarding fraudulent activities to SHA via the toll-free number 147. Your participation is vital to securing a healthy future for our nation. That is the end of my statement. This press conference is very unique because the IG is here and his deputy. So I'll hand over the files to them. They have left SHA, they have left the Ministry of Health. Now it's in the custody of the leadership of the National Police Service. And I think if anybody has a question about these files, the files don't belong to me anymore. Don't ask me any question, with a lot of respect to the media. I think you can follow it to the DCI along Kiambu Road and find